Okay, I'm hoping that this is live and is right. Um, Welcome to the Black Gold Devalued Black Gold Nation live stream. I'm actually doing this on location. I wanted to make a point as to what we've been talking about and discussing as it relates to building a nation within a nation. We've been talking about for the past four live streams. We've been discussing um, the importance of having a Black Wall Street, owning and controlling the community. I've stated the top four reasons, and of course there are several, but I've stated the top four reasons as to why I think we should have ownership and control of our communities, which is protection, education, economics, and Black excellence, meaning maintaining and controlling and keeping our Black excellence within the community. My name is Tamani Mwandani. I'm the author of the new book, Black Gold Devalued. I am a contributing member to the Black Gold movement. Our website is www.blackgoldnation.com. And I am merely trying to get Black people to think about our relationship with this American government. Think about everything that's happened from the time we got here to now. And seriously ask yourself the question, do Black lives really matter as relates to the lives of other people? And once you come to that conclusion, and it shouldn't take you too long to do that, maybe a nanosecond, once you realize that our relationship with this government has always been unfair, uneven, antagonistic, deadly, combative, not healthy, spiritually damaging, especially physically damaging, and just outright dangerous. Once you come to that conclusion, then you should then ask yourself, well, okay, if that's the relationship, and it is most certainly dangerous, what can I do to change it? And of course, if you don't come to that conclusion, then that's fine. We won't hate you. God bless you. Good luck. And hopefully we'll see you down the road. But for those of us that have come to that conclusion, we must then ask ourselves, okay, well, if that is the nature of the relationship, what can I do? What can be done? What can we do to change that? Which goes back to the Black Wall Street, owning and controlling your community, so that you can do things that currently aren't being done. So today I want to sum up the Black Wall Street conversation by giving you a real life example of what I've been talking about. I have been saying that we need to own and control everything that happens to our Black lives from cradle to grave as much as possible. By having ownership and control of the community, we will be able to not only protect our children, our women, our elders, and the community at large, but we'll also be able to properly educate our children as well as the adults and the community members. We'll also be able to better control the economics that occur in the community, maintaining, turning over that Black dollar as many times as possible. And of course, we'll be able to ensure that all of the Black excellence that we create, from our children to Black professionals to Black people that want to be a part of the movement in the nation, we'll be able to keep that Black excellence in-house, because we won't have to necessarily send them out somewhere else to get an education and to get a job. But we'll be able to, if not also educate and employ, we'll at least be able to employ them, because we'll be building our own nation within this nation moving forward. And as I've said multiple times before, it's not a matter of building a nation within a nation because we because we hate other people or because we're anti anyone else. It's merely because we are pro-Black. And of course, pro-Black means you are for yourself, your children, your family, your community first. And despite what people may say, that it's about everybody is suffering, everybody's been through something, whatever, say what you will. However, no other group in this country has been treated like Black people have been treated since the time we got here to now. And if that is ever going to change, that change must come, will only come at the hands, at the expertise, at the understanding, at the knowledge, at the building, at the sacrifice, at the blood, sweat, and tears of black people. If things were going to change, then they would have changed a long time ago. And one way we know that black lives really don't have value like the lives of everyone else is the treatment that we've had and we've been subjected to since we've been here in this country. So if you seriously look at the nature of the relationship between black people and this American government, then it's very difficult to not draw the conclusion that A, our lives don't have value like everyone else, B, they don't care about our lives, and C, we are most certainly on our own. And if we are on our own, then what do we need to do to ensure we don't become a permanent underclass in this country? So today I want to sum up or bring to a close the reality of creating a Black Wall Street in this country. Most people don't know that Tulsa, Oklahoma was probably the largest example of Black Wall Street, or actually that's where Black Wall Street comes from. But there are several communities that black people owned and controlled, were separate, doing their own thing, building their own communities, taking care of their own economics, education, because they had to, because of segregation and racism, they had to do it, but they were doing well. They used their separation as a basis to build power, and they did their own thing. And all of them, 99% of them, were destroyed by white people, by white mobs. A white person accuses a black person of something. Lynch mob comes to the town, comes to the area, comes to the community, seeks to remove that person for a lynching, more than likely, or some sham trial. The community fights back. They get burned down. That's the history, and that's happened at least documented, at least 300 times documented, of race riots at the hands of white people destroying black communities. So if we have done those kinds of things before, if we've built Black Wall Streets before, and the only thing that's worked for us as a community on a national level, as far as community moving forward together, is written, then we have no choice to get back to that if you don't want to become a permanent underclass in this country. And I would never tell another black person, don't vote, don't boycott, don't march, don't protest. Whatever makes you feel good about contributing to the struggle, to the liberation and salvation of black people, then by all means do that. But what I'm also telling black people is, when you vote, when you march, when you protest, when you boycott, also take time out to build something for yourself. So if your vote doesn't turn out, if the results of your vote isn't what you wanted, you can still go home to a nation where you are safe. If your boycott doesn't turn out like you wanted to, or as you are boycotting, you can still return home to a safe space. When you finish marching, when you get finished protest, however you march and protest, you can go home to a safe space and not be worried about police brutality, not be worried about drugs, not be worried about redlining, not be worried about predators and pedophiles and things that exist in the vast majority of black communities in this country. Because if we own and control the environment in which our children, women, and elders live, then of course we can control what happens in that environment. So today I want to bring all of it home and give you a real life example of Black Wall Street. Now, of course, these aren't black people, but it's still an example of a nation within a nation. And I'm here. I'm make sure I know how to turn the camera around. I'm here in the Houston, Texas area. I live in the greater Houston area, but I'm on a street right now in Houston called it's called Bel Air, and I'm on the corner of the major cross streets, Bel Air and Bissonnette. And what I'm about to show you is a Korean community. I'm sorry, not Korean, Vietnamese community, where they completely own and control the vast majority of businesses in this area. And I'm not sure how many miles they own and control, but what I'm about to show you is really, it's pretty amazing, because they've not only created what I'm calling a nation within a nation, that they have these businesses and this community pretty much sewn up economically, but the street signs, the business names, it's in English and Vietnamese. Some of them are just in Vietnamese. So this is an example of what I mean when I say a nation within a nation. What I mean when I say building, rebuilding Black Wall Street, or Black Wall Street Revisited. Vietnamese have done it. Koreans have done it. There's a Chinatown in every major city in this country. So we need to also create as many little Africas, chocolate cities, or whatever we decide to call them. We need to do the same thing for our children, for our women, for our elders, and for our survival in this country. So this is my first time doing a Facebook Live away from the house. So I'm going to attempt to give you a little brief tour. So forgive me if I screw it up, but I'm learning as I'm going. So I'm going to flip the camera around and let you see what I'm talking about, and hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. Okay, so this, and I don't think I can zoom in. I can't zoom. Okay, so you can see from where I'm standing, there are the businesses' names are in Vietnamese. I hope you can see that. I can't zoom in with the camera. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to, all of this is a shopping center that's owned and controlled by the Vietnamese community. And again, I can't zoom in. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can zoom in. I'm pretty sure I can't. I can't zoom in. So, okay, so you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as the ownership of the businesses. You can see, hopefully you can see this billboard, not billboard, but this marquee of the businesses. All of that is in, most of it's in Vietnamese, but some of it is in English. And if you walk to the street, I'm going to walk to the street. And of course, across the street, you can see the businesses. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad from the sun. But all of these businesses, this strip center, all that's Vietnamese. From as far down as you can see, all that is Vietnamese. All of this, most of, and they have some, of course, American franchises mixed in, but all of this, for the most part, they are Vietnamese businesses. And I can't show you here because I would have to walk down. I don't want to do too much walking, but there is a huge Vietnamese shopping center and grocery store that makes this one pale in comparison. They also have a very large economic community, and I'm not sure if you can see this right in front of me. There's a Wells Fargo bank, and you guys may not be able to see it, but below that bank, the writing is in Vietnamese. So I'm sure you probably can't see it, but my point is that if another group can do this, then given the fact that we've been here for over 350 years, that means that we can also do it. And of course, in order for us to do it, there are certain things we need to take into consideration and we need to do. And that starts with having the right leadership. And the last 4 streams have been about the importance of having a Black Wall Street and why we need it. But we'll never get there if we don't have leadership that's on the same page. So to do that, to find that leadership, we're having the first Black leadership election, an online election, next April 14th, 2018. And we've outlined 18 different departments, and by the time we have the election, it could be 20, 21, 22. But as of right now, we have 18 different departments, and we're saying, look, we need to have our own stuff. And to have our own stuff, we need to have our own leadership. But that leadership has to be thinking along the same lines as far as the end goal. And the end goal is to create multiple Black Wall Streets, multiple Black-owned communities that we own and control, that are connected and linked educationally, economically, spiritually, we're all on the same page because we understand that this government has proven itself to be anti-black, anti-brown, anti-poor. So if we know that that is the reality, then we have no choice but to do our own thing, because history has proven in this country, history has proven that the only times we are able to move forward and to protect black life, black spirit, black mind is when we own and control the community. And to do that, we have to have the right leadership. So we are having the first online black leadership election next year, April 14, 2018. And we've outlined 18 departments. And we are looking for leadership from agribusiness to spiritual healing and well-being of black people who are doing things in those areas. Black people that prove themselves to be knowledgeable experts. They have love for the community. They have successful programs that maybe they've implemented and things that they are doing. We're looking for those persons who have demonstrated leadership and expertise and are willing to show the rest of the nation, the rest of the black community on a national level, how to do what they've been doing in whatever area they've been doing it. So, for example, if there is a brother or sister in Georgia, and they have proven themselves to be experts in agribusiness, then we want someone from the community to nominate them, and that's part of the vetting process. The community nominates them. We have a brief conversation. We vet them. If they're open, they are a candidate. They become a candidate for the nation, the Black Gold Nation, and a candidate for the election. So ideally, we want to have 6 to 8 candidates per department, so we can bring all of this black excellence together under one umbrella, so that we're all moving forward in the same direction, which is the liberation and salvation of black people in this country. So from agribusiness to education to foreign policy to intelligence to defense to spiritual healing to foreign policy to domestic policy, we've outlined 18 departments. And we are looking for people who want to help us not only find that leadership and vet that leadership, but help us make that leadership successful by supporting them in what they do. So if we have 7 to 8 candidates per department, of course only one person can win, but that one winner, we hope and pray, will be supported by those that don't win. So in essence, we're bringing the best of the best that the collective national black community has to offer in 18 different areas. And of course, again, it could be 19, could be 20, could be 21. As of right now, we've outlined and identified 18 different departments. So we are creating a best practices as it relates to the liberation and salvation of black people. And of course, from there, we just continue to build, duplicate, franchise the business model, if you will, and we go from there. So April 14, 2018, the first Black Leadership election. We want everyone that is live now, and those that see the video, hopefully you'll share it with everyone, to go to the website, which is www.blackgoldnation.com. That'll give you all the information, not only on myself, the book, the movement, what we're trying to accomplish, our message, our mission, but also the election. And we're not saying that we have all of the departments that we're ever going to need. We're not saying that we have all of the answers. But we are saying that we have an answer to many of the ills that are destroying, the ills that are destroying the black community. And we're saying that this is a solution that's practical, pragmatic, possible, doable in a very short period of time. And if you go to the website, you read what's there, and you agree, then we want you to be a part of what we're trying to do, because what we're trying to do is merely make sure that black people have a future worth living in America. Because if things continue to go as they are, we are running the risk of becoming a permanent underclass, and that's just and that can happen. So, in closing, if you haven't already sent us your email address, please do so, so that we can plug you in to our information distribution system. Make sure you're on the newsletter list. You know when we're going live. We want you to share the video, this video, as well as the others, with as many people as you can, because it's not going to work if it's just me. It's not going to work if it's just those who are already supporting the movement. And it's not going to work if it's just you that's watching live. It's going to take a large majority of black people to make this work. But I'm supremely confident that most of the black community would be all in for it working, because most black people realize that we are not treated as equals and we need to do our own thing. And I think most black people are looking for something. They just don't know what to do, what that something is. But once we present ourselves, and I think they'll be all over it. And that's only going to happen if we have input from people like you that are watching the live stream, and people that you know who would be open and willing to help us do this thing. So thank you for making the live stream. Send us your email if you haven't already done so. Share the video and the live streams with everyone you think who would be interested and open and willing to be a part. And volunteer some time. There are many things that need to be done. And it doesn't matter to me if you only have 5 minutes a week. And I'm being literal and I'm being specific. If you are busy, because most of us are, and you're doing other stuff, because most of us are, and you only have 5 minutes a week, then give the nation that 5 minutes. Give the Black Gold movement that 5 minutes. And I guarantee you, we will have something for you to do within that 5 minute period. And the idea is to take people from wherever they are, take whatever time they are willing to give, and use that time to move the national black community forward. So if you give your 5 minutes and 99 other brothers and sisters give their 5 minutes, then that 5 minute from one person becomes multiplied exponentially, and we have a lot more minutes to do things with. So look at your schedule, go to the website, look at what's there, think about where you would like to volunteer, where you would like to be a part, because this is not going to work without your assistance, your intellect, your energy, your expertise, your prayers. We need all of that. So think about your schedule and what time you have, and volunteer some time. 5, 15, 30, an hour, 2 hours. In about 2 weeks, we should be ready to launch our our education program for kids in the community, because we need to start teaching our kids about not only their history in America, but history before we got here and what it means to be black in America. We got to start educating the next generation of black leadership, so that we can, when we give them the baton of everything we're about to do, they can run the next lap with expertise, confidence, and superiority, because we've taught them and trained them to do so. And that starts with this movement. So again, thank you for making the live stream. Please send us your email address if you haven't already done so. Share the live stream with everyone, anyone you think would be open to it. Better yet, share it on your page, and everyone that's a friend of yours will see it. Go to the website, blackgoldnation.com. Look at everything that's there. If you agree, then volunteer some time. If you don't know what you want to do, but you just want to be a part, we'll give you something to do. So, again, thank you. I'm going to end with 2 things I try to end every stream with. One is a statement one of my mentors would say at the end of her radio show in Houston. Her name is Ada Edwards, beautiful sister. She would say that no one can do everything, but if everyone does something, everything will get done. Remember that. No one can do everything, but if everyone does something, everything will get done. And the last statement is always remember that nothing is more sacred than the liberation and salvation of black people. So thank you very much. God bless you. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for taking time. See you soon. The next live stream this coming Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we'll be talking about in a little more detail my life experience of living in a community that was owned and controlled by black people, which goes to how I know what's possible because I've lived it. So God bless you. You guys have a nice day. Take care. Thank you again, and bye-bye.